The Herd, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor's joining me. Mercedes Lewis of the Green Bay Packers in a couple of minutes. Do you know I am having a ribbon-cutting event today for Herd Burger? Torrance, California.
You mentioned that, yes.
I've never done a ribbon cutting.
You've also, do you get the giant scissors?
I think I get the giant scissors. Could be the mayor of Los Angeles, George Lopez, the comedians there. Very big deal.
It's very fancy.
Del Amo Mall.
You said that I've never had an Impossible Burger before.
We have a vegan burger, although I'm not vegan. We have it's a Herd Burger. We have all sorts of stuff.
So the vegan burger is good too.
Oh, yeah, those are great. My wife eats those. We eat burgers in our house a lot. We
love burgers, yes.
I'm a burger guy. Yeah, that's what I like.
I've never had a vegan burger, so I'm going to try it.
They're good. They're good. They have, they're all good, the V-Burger. Great to have you in. That's Joy Taylor, if you're listening on radio. So I do this. I think we should make it a tradition. You know, on Monday we do Colin Right, Colin Wrong. And then Friday we do Blazing Five. And, we got Joel Klatt in 45 minutes yelling at each other on Wednesday during the college football season. I think we should make the Super Bowl bubble. Bubble music, John. It always comes down to 8 teams. I truly believe it. It's always 8 teams in my Super Bowl bubble.
What is bubble music?
Just bubble sound effects. My Super Bowl bubble.
Oh, okay.
So can we do Super Bowl? That's a bong, John. Not interested in the...
Bongs have bubbles?
Yeah, but that's not the kind of... The kids are watching this show. And that's legal in California, but we got $19 a gallon gas out here, so it's crazy town. Let's go for the non-bong. Again, that kind of sounds like a bong to me, but great.
It could be like a boiling cauldron.
Okay.
Too.
So here are my Super Bowl bubble teams. These can win the Super Bowl. My 8 teams. New England, Baltimore, Houston, Green Bay, Minnesota. I wedged them in after beating the Cowboys. I thought Kirk Cousins managed the game well. Seattle, San Francisco Saints, Dallas, and Kansas City are out. I like Dallas a lot. My question becomes, what's their offensive identity? I don't know it. It should be Dak. I don't think they know it. And I say that because I watched their play calling late in the game. They don't know what they are. Seattle knows what they are. Russell Wilson, take the game over. LSU knew what they were. Joe Burrow, take the game over. Minnesota knew what they were Sunday night. Dalvin Cook, screens, take the game over. And Kansas City is the other team that I've moved out of the bubble. I love the coach. I love the quarterback. But you got to win more games. So Nick Wright made fun of my big game index. But I was thinking this morning, the 8 biggest games in Patrick Mahomes' career. AFC Championship lost. AFC Division Round won. Monday Night Football against the Rams, game moved from Mexico, lost. Against New England, Sunday Night Football lost. In Seattle, Sunday Night Football lost. That Thursday night game against the Chargers with playoff implications lost. This year, Mahomes against Deshaun Watson, that was the game we were like, oh, that's the game of the weekend, lost. And Sunday Night Football against the Colts, when we were shocked, Jacoby Brissett went in there, ball control lost. 1-7 in your 8 biggest games. Yes, you blow out bad teams. Yes, you're unbeaten in September. Yes, you can throw the ball and not look. I get it. I need you to win more games against TV games. You know, we always roll our eyes at Kirk Cousins, and we all know Mahomes is better than Kirk Cousins, but you got to start winning those Sunday games and the Thursday games and the standalone games and the pressure games. You got to start winning those games. Kansas City doesn't win those enough, and so they're out of my Super Bowl bubble. What was that? That was one bubble. That wasn't even a series of bubbles. That was.
Well, we only have one Super Bowl bubble.
What do you mean?
There's not multiple bubbles.
You're very particular about your bubble sounds.
Well, we got kids watching. I prefer a cake.
Kids love bubbles.
All right. Well, is Mercedes around here? Okay, I got something else, but I'm going to hold it off. We had him on a couple of weeks ago, and he's nice enough. He went to UCLA. He decided, I'm in town. I'm coming on the Herd. Let's bring him on. 14 years in the NFL. Mercedes Lewis. Bye week for the Packers. Bye week for the Packers. How are you, my friend?
Good.
First of all, bye weeks are nice, right? 14 years in the league. Do you just go out, eat chicken parm, hang out, pasta, drink wine? What do you do in your, like, I would just be like, oh, I'm just going to just hang out and have a good time.
Yeah, well, I think it all depends on, what your standing is when the bye week comes up. If you're on a team that you're not doing so well, I think you absolutely try to get away from football as fast as possible. But in our case, we're 8-2, and we're doing really well right now. I think, mentally, it's all about ball still. And right now, it's just trying to get my body right so we can get ready for this second half.
Interesting moment. I think Green Bay's a good team. I do worry about teams have, at the point of attack, Philadelphia, I thought kind of pushed them around a little bit. And I think I've seen twice this year where I thought offensive lines pushed them back. They do have a running game. The defense is better. It was interesting. Chargers were the other team that I thought at the point of attack gave them trouble. Aaron had a very interesting bite. I thought this was funny. A very interesting bite about coming out to L.A. and not focused. Let's run the bite here by Aaron.
We got to be, honest with our, our routine and decisions we made the last 48 hours and make sure that our head's in the right place the next time we come on a big road trip.
Aaron was as brutally honest as you can be. We got a young team. Some of the guys went out to Hollywood, came home late. Is that what he was saying? I mean, you're a veteran. You live here. You're not in awe of L.A.
Yeah, nah.
Was there a flight, when you flew home, was there a sense that we just weren't ready to play?
Well, it's one of those things to where, obviously, we have good leadership on our team, but for the most part, we're still a pretty young team.
Very.
Right? And so, when you go into West Coast trips, normally you would leave Friday instead of Saturday. And we have curfew, so it's not like you can just be out in the club. But, it's a big part of it is like actually staying off your feet, as well as just, staying out of trouble. And so, when you get the young guys, being out and seeing LA for the first time like that, staying off your feet is not going to happen.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
But for you, you got a house here. You went to UCLA over in Bel Air. So for you, but you come out here, it's a business trip.
Yeah.
And Aaron, by the way, has got a place out here.
For sure.
So, Aaron does get, I know he doesn't like me and he gets some pushback and stuff, but you are, again, you're a veteran, smart player, went to a very heady academic school. I would think you and Aaron connect. I would think it's a good relationship.
Yeah, we have a really good relationship. And, it started, even being there from last year. It was something that just wasn't forced. It just kind of happened. We respect each other very much. It was a situation, being in Jacksonville the entire time, my whole career, I was always, even as a young one, I was always like the leader,
Right.
And, coming over to Green Bay and, getting a chance to, be around a guy kind of like myself as far as not a rah-rah leader, just leads by example.
Pro.
And just a good pro. And, for all the things that he's accomplished, MVP, Super Bowl, all of that, I wanted to be a part of that. And, we kind of share the same ideas as far as how we should lead. Being the older guys in the locker room and, he kind of bounces ideas off me, so it works really well.
You have played in the two smallest NFL cities, Jacksonville and Green Bay. It's not like you'd get in trouble anyway, but it's different. I mean, just take our audience down.
Yeah.
So you're a big city kid.
Right.
And then you go to Jacksonville, which is sleepy by sleepy standards.
For sure.
And then you go to Green Bay, where they got a hotel. It's different, right? Like, you guys know in Green Bay, it is not the rest of American pro sports.
Nah. I thought that when I was in Jacksonville. I remember when I got there in Jacksonville as a rookie, I was like, is what the NFL is like? This is not like while we were at the rookie symposium and they're telling us to watch out for all these things coming our way and all these different obstacles we'll have to watch out for, because Jacksonville definitely didn't provide any of that.
A lot of old people who golf.
Yeah. And then when I got to Green Bay, I was like, okay, Jacksonville, but 25 degrees. So I've honestly been blessed to be in, two spots to where I can just totally focus in on ball. And, it's paid dividends for me. I'm in, my 14th year, and I'm still ascending and still learning and getting better. So definitely blessed to have that.
Take me to, it's an interesting team where even Devontae Adams is a kid. But he's been out, meaning Aaron's going to have to deal with some young receivers. So take me and our audience sort of inside practice, a week of practice. You got a big game against Dallas, and Aaron teaching young players. What's it like?
Well, obviously, Devontae being, amazing. He's a dope guy, and, what he does on the football field, I mean, I haven't seen it like that. His releases off the line and, he's just a technician at everything.
Isn't he a
does.
Fresno State guy?
Yeah. He's just a technician as far as running his routes, great hands. So when he went down, it was just like, okay, obviously it was a blow. But throughout the whole entire process, Aaron is, grooming guys just in case something like this happens.
And what do you mean grooming?
Aaron is one of those guys that, like, if he notices that you care about it and you really love what you're doing and you love to be in a building and, you're at practice and you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing to prepare to be a pro, he's going to take to you more.
Okay,
right?
So he's not, listen, you got to show him you're into it.
You have to. And if you don't, then you're here for the wrong reason. So, we're fortunate enough to have young guys that, kind of take the bull by the horns and understanding that when you're on this offense, it's so intricate. It's simple but intricate. And what I mean by that is, we have, like, our passes will for the most part match up, at least from the outside, with our run plays, right? So we'll go to the line and have a set of plays that we can run from the line, and then you have Aaron and you have Aaron's plays. Okay, so if Aaron gets to the line and he doesn't like what he sees, he'll check out of it and get us into the best play possible. And so from having those two things, and then Aaron has signs and signals for at least 3 for every pass, right?
What do you mean signals? Like he could look at you and if you looked up and he would give you, he'd give you the cross.
Yeah, so he'll look at you, he'll give you a signal, and depending on what play he wants, he has 3 different signals for one play, right? So defenses can't get a beat on what it is.
Will Aaron ever say, like people say he ad-libs a lot. Does he ever practice ad-libs? I always watch Russell Wilson and Aaron, and I'm like, I think he practiced that.
Yeah, Aaron is, we practice off-schedule plays.
Okay, you practice them.
Yeah, so obviously, we'll have our set plays or whatever, and then, sometimes Aaron will, no matter what the play is, he'll start scrambling and expect you to be in certain spots when he's scrambling. And Aaron has the ability he can throw the ball anywhere on the field from anywhere in the pocket, so you always have to be alert. You always have to be doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing and in the spot that you're supposed to be in. And he throws no looks. So it's kind of like, you just always got to be, like, on your toes because you can get hit in the face with the ball.
Yeah.
At any moment.
And it by the way, Aaron's very confident. He looks like a movie star. He's always in commercials and stuff. And he is the biggest star in Green Bay. I mean, we have this, this great-looking legend in the smallest city, right? Like, his life can't always be easy. He's even dating a celebrity. Like, he can't go to the grocery store, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I asked him that last year, like, bro, how do you go to the grocery store? He was like, I wear my sweats and, I don't waste time. I just get in and I get out. I'm like, okay. I'm pretty sure you'll get mugged as soon as you walk outside.
Can you imagine going to a grocery store in Green Bay and you're grabbing lettuce and that's Aaron Rodgers next to you? Wouldn't it be different?
I'm trying to figure out why Aaron has a Prince voice.
He's just soft-spoken. He's just soft-spoken.
So how do you feel when you look at your team? I'll say to you, what do you think the strength is that you really like? And is there any little thing you're a little concerned about you feel you need to get better at?
I think as a team, we are resilient. I think that if you take a look at our schedule and go back to the games that we've won them in every way possible that you can win them in, from injuries to having to come back to win games, to counting on young guys to help you win games.
Haven't played an easy schedule.
No. You got offense was struggling a little bit at the beginning. The defense was right there, right? Defense struggling, in the mid, and the offense was right there. So I think that
you've shown different ways to win.
Different ways to win. And I think, our resiliency is what, has us in this position that we're in right now.
What worries you a little or you have to get better at?
We have to always remember to eat crumbs. And what I mean by that is stay humble. It's not always about the big meal. Focus on the details, and everything else will fall in place.
Goulet, it's a good message for you out there. Always looking for the big hit. Weren't ready when I asked for bubbles today. Did bong water. See, we got a producer over there. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Worry about the crumbs in life. That's a great line. Sure. Where did you get that?
I was fortunate enough to meet Gus Bradley when he was coaching in Jacksonville. And, obviously he helped me become a better football player at that time, but just a man in general, and the psychological part of it was huge. And he was one of those guys that, from the Pete Carroll tree, it's all about being on the energy bus and focusing on the process. And, it's not always about the end result. We're not focusing on wins and losses. We're focusing on being the best that you could be that day. And you always attaining like your personal legend. And whatever that is going to help the team. Wow.
Great having him on the show. You should be a broadcaster when you're done. When are you going to hang this, this little side job up? When are you going to get rid of it?
I mean, I still love it when I wake up. I'm still in really good shape.
You love going to practice?
Yeah. I love the process. I love getting better. I love the competition.
Great.
And I've never had any surgeries or major injuries. So
isn't that crazy?
So,
You've never had a surgery?
Nah. So
that is crazy.
Really yeah.
No load management in your future.
No, I'm straight.
It's great having you on.
Appreciate
I love it.
Thank
Every
you.
Time you're available. Packers on a bye week, which isn't good for the league because we like watching the Packers. All right, coming up next, how fast things go sideways in the NFL. Joel Klatt will argue with me as well. Plus, Joy's got the Herd Line News coming up. This gifting season is finally here. And gifts are hard to get for people. You're trying to think about the perfect holiday gift for him or her. How about Tommy John? Revolutionary underwear, loungewear, clothing brand that guarantees perfect fit. I'm wearing it right now. Lightweight, breathable fabrics, multi-directional stretch. Tommy John has eliminated visible panty lines for women and created horizontal quick draw fly for men. Give the gift of comfort this holiday with limited edition gifts like loungewear and underwear from Tommy John. Plus, save 20% on your first order with the promo code HERD. That's HERD, 20% off at TommyJohn.com. I wear I'm a sweater, so I have to wear one of their undershirts every day. I go to bed wearing Tommy John, and the gifting season is here. Check it out, TommyJohn.com, code HERD.